Victoria, where today Supreme Court Judge Ganane has ruled against a female cafe owner from the Mornington Peninsula, Michelle Loyolo. She brought proceedings in the Supreme Court of Victoria seeking declarations that the curfew imposed by Chairman Dan was illegal. The defendant was the Deputy Public Health Commander authorised to exercise emergency powers by the Chief Health Officer. The case rested on whether the curfew was compatible with the Charter of Human Rights Responsibilities Act of 2006, which requires the Chief Health Officer to give proper consideration to any relevant human rights in issuing directions such as the curfew. Well, Justice Ganane has ruled this morning that even though the curfew was, quote, a major restriction of the rights and liberties of the people of Victoria, unquote, it was ultimately a proportionate response to the spread of coronavirus. The cafe owner has lost the case. You know my views. The response has been in no way proportionate. All we had to do was look after the vulnerable, but now this disgraceful Andrews government is going to pursue the cafe owner for costs. Send another innocent Victorian broke. I'm telling you, democracy and human rights are dead in Victoria, and there are not many of us left to defend them. Yesterday, there was an event called Stop the Sale of Victoria at Treasury Gardens in Melbourne, organised by the partner of Monica Smith, a journalist. Monica's website is appropriately titled Reignite Democracy. Under Daniel Andrews, democracy is dead, but few are prepared to defend it. They're frightened. Well, may we say reignite democracy. Is there any leader anywhere who's prepared to defend it? We're fast losing every dimension of our humanity. Monica joins me from Melbourne with her partner, Morgan. This is a horrific story. Monica, good evening. Thank you for your time. How many people were at this rally?
Well, it's really hard to know, Alan, because there was so many police stopping everyone from coming in. I heard a lot of people were stopped and
how many police? How many police?
From Alan, it looked like there were about 300. So police were called in from the suburbs, not just from the CBD, and they had the Treasury Gardens completely blocked off, people getting turned around, issued with infringements, and there were several arrests.
I'm just telling my viewers to check the lady that you can see on your screen here, because as I understand, Monica, you were told to move on. You explained you were a journalist, so you were entitled to be there. You were eventually shoved into a paddy wagon, am I right, twice, and handcuffed for all up about an hour.
Yeah, so I was put in the divvy van once, I was handcuffed twice, and I was in the divvy van for about 45 minutes before they released me with, obviously, they had no reason to hold me.
Was it brutal stuff? How were you treated?
Look, I didn't feel any pain. The emotional trauma was undeniable, really. I always was wondering if I was going to get arrested because of what I've been doing, just being a journalist, speaking out for for Victorians' voices and things like that. But to actually be arrested and feel helpless was something I wasn't prepared for at all.
Morgan, a cafe owner just lost a case in the Supreme Court when she sought to have the curfew ruled contrary to the laws of the state. And the argument by the Supreme Court this morning was that the behaviour of the government was proportionate. In what you saw yesterday, was there anything about it that suggested it was proportionate?
No, absolutely not, Alan, and that's the entire reason why I went out and why many other Victorians went out to protest on the weekend. The policy that has been implemented by the Daniel Andrews government can only be described as inhumane and completely disproportionate to the actual public health risk that we're facing. And unfortunately, Victoria Police are enforcing this inhumane policy, and that's also a reason why we were out to protest and express our support for Victorians who have suffered.
Have you both spoken to lawyers?
We're working it out.
Well, look, we'll keep in touch with you because we don't go away. As I say to our listeners, we might talk to someone on Monday, but if something's not resolved, we'll talk to them later. I thank you both for your time. You keep me posted and I'll keep in touch with you. There they are.
We're not going away either, so...
Not at all.
we're together on that.
Thank you, Alan.
Extraordinary stuff. Handcuffed, thrown in a paddy wagon. It's extraordinary. We'll follow what happens from here.